Okay, so something pretty huge is going on in European tech right now. I mean, there's this massive wave of cash that's basically reshaping the entire landscape, and it's all pointing in one direction, one single transformative technology. So yeah, let's get right into it and break down Europe's new AI gold rush.
First things first, let's just start with the headline number, because it's a big one. $17.6 billion. That's how much venture capitalists poured into European startups in just the first quarter of this year. I mean, it's a number so big, it's kind of hard to even wrap your head around it. And look, this isn't just some random blip on the radar. This is actually the second straight quarter we've seen growth like this. We're talking about a jump of nearly 30% compared to the same time last year. You know, it's safe to say the money spigot is wide open.
But that is the big question, isn't it? With all these billions flooding the market, you'd think, okay, great, it's lifting up all the boats, right? Well, the data tells a very, very different story.
And here it is. This is wild. For the very first time ever recorded, AI startups have snagged more than half of all venture capital in Europe. Just look at that, $9.2 billion. That's 52% of the whole pie. It's clear investors are betting that AI isn't just another industry. They think it's the next fundamental platform, just like the internet or mobile was.
So yeah, let that sink in for a second. This isn't just a trend anymore. What we're watching is a full-on takeover of the European startup scene.
Now, you might be thinking, wow, all that cash. It must be a fantastic time to be a founder in Europe. But this is where the data reveals a fascinating and, to be honest, a pretty tough contradiction.
And here is the paradox. Check this out. While the total amount of money shot up by 30%, the actual number of companies getting that money, it plummeted by 40%. So we're seeing way more money, but far, far fewer winners.
This is a classic case of what we call bigger slices, fewer pies. What it means is investors aren't spreading their bets around anymore. Nope, they are concentrating these huge piles of capital into a really small number of companies that they believe are going to become absolute giants. And you know, for any founder out there who's not working in AI, this makes the fundraising climate incredibly, incredibly difficult.
So if the early-stage startups and all the non-AI companies are getting squeezed out, then who is actually cashing these massive checks? Well, the answer is pretty clear. It's all about late-stage funding. The money going to the more mature, more established companies has almost doubled in just 1 year, hitting $9.2 billion. The big players are getting much, much bigger.
And if we look at it geographically, this trend is also super concentrated. The UK is without a doubt the leader of the pack, pulling in $7.4 billion. But hey, look at France. It's really cemented itself as Europe's #1 hub for those cutting-edge AI labs that are attracting so much of this new capital.
All this concentrated cash has given rise to this whole new phenomenon, what everyone is calling the megaround. And these aren't just big investments. These are market-defining billion-dollar deals. They're designed specifically to create global champions from the ground up.
The biggest deals of the quarter were all for these AI giants. You've got companies like Inscale, Wave, and the Paris-based Advanced Machine Intelligence, each one raising over $1 billion. The focus here is crystal clear. Investors are betting the farm on two things: AI hardware and advanced agentic AI. And that just means AI systems that can independently figure out how to achieve complex goals all on their own.
So look, if you take just one thing away from this whole explainer, let it be this. The European tech scene is being fundamentally rewritten as we speak. More capital than ever before is flowing into fewer, bigger, AI-focused companies. Now, this creates a really top-heavy market that's moving at an incredible speed, but it also raises some serious questions about innovation in pretty much every other sector. Which, of course, leaves us with one final and, I think, critical question. Is this incredible concentration of capital into AI building the foundation for Europe's technological future? Or are we just watching the inflation of a massive, high-stakes bubble that could end up leaving everyone else behind?